What up? What up? What up, you guys? It's Blackwing 2040. Welcome to another Super Sentai review. So this review is going to be on Ohranger versus Kakuranger. So around this time, Sentai starts doing a trend called versus movies, or as we kind of know them as team ups. And this will become a current trend in Super Sentai to this day, where the current team teams up with their predecessors. Now, Sentai did have a versus film way back in the early days of the franchise, which was Jacka versus Go Ranger, but that was the only time they ever did like a team up of any kind with Super Sentai. So here is the first versus film in a long time, and how this trend happens. You get the main show, and then you get the team up movie later on in the back half of the show. So that's how basically I'm going to be doing things. And of course, as I go through the franchise, you're going to get reviews of the main show, and then of course the summer movie, which basically a Sentai show gets a summer movie in between, and as well as the team up movie. And sometimes, depending on the season, if they got like a 10th anniversary special or 20th anniversary special. So that's basically how this trend of content will work going forward. So now, back to Ohranger versus Kakuranger. This movie is not the best. I get it, it's the first time they have done this in a long or very long time, but it's not really the best. So, how this movie is, you have Boldon and Bachia's Wrath basically at a competition with each other to see who can destroy the Ohringers. You have Bachia's Wrath, who gets this monster called Baragir, and then Boldon starts studying occult work, and he summons an old yokai called the Piggyback Ghost. And later on down the line, literally in the final few minutes of the movie, these monsters pretty much cause so much destruction to see who could defeat the Ohringers. But at this point, it's just very distracting between the two. And then later on, they team up, heck, even to a point where the monsters fuse together, which was very interesting. You don't really see that, but that was very interesting. But all of that to say, not much really happens with the villains. It's pretty much family drama at this point. Now, for the heroes, there's not much interaction between the two teams, which I wish there was more of. The Kakurangers don't show up until like halfway in the movie. Like 22 minutes in, that's when the Kakurangers show up. And this movie is basically like, you could say, it's a big two-part. If you could sit down, you could see that this is basically a two-parter of Ohranger. So like one episode and then two episodes, because that's basically what this whole movie feels like. But the fact that there's barely any interaction between the two teams, more so they're interacting more with Sasuke and Shurihime and trying to figure out a way to destroy the piggyback yokai, which is okay. But as far as interacting with the whole team as a group, it's not there because you have Sekai, Saizo, and Jiraiya on their way to meet up with Sasuke and Shurihime, and they don't show up to team up with everybody until like the final 15 minutes. And that's not really all that great. Overall, I say it's cool that you have all these Rangers. You have all 6 Rangers and all 5 Kakurangers. There's no Ninja Man, so I don't know what the case was, why Ninja Man wasn't in the movie, but here we are. It's not bad. I'd prefer, like, to see all equal between the two, to like 6 and 6, but no Ninja Man, it is what it is. You take with what you get. But it was cool to see, both teams do team up henshins together, and then you have a big epic roll call between the two teams. That's always a great thing to see. I always like that. But overall, as a whole, the team up movie within itself, is not that great. It's kind of trash in my opinion. Just like the show. I'm sorry. If you like Ohranger, I'm sorry. But this team up is trash. It's really, really trash. But I feel like as we go down the line, the quality in Sentai team ups starts to get better somewhere around the late 90s. But for right now, since they're starting to do a trend like this again in the beginning, like in the mid 90s, something that they haven't done in a very long time, it's going to take a while for them to find their footing with this trend. But overall, that's my review of Ohranger versus Kakuranger. Not very long. It's pretty just self-explanatory at this point. in the comments, did you like Ohranger versus Kakuranger? Did you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Are you in between on it? Let me know in the comment section below. And until then, folks, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified. I am Vengeance. I am Darkness. I am Blackwing. Stay golden.